where they do even no one make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Mayegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Mayegun don't come. So my people make you laugh. Oh yo yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh yo yo, my people make you shout. Oh yo yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh yo yo, Mayegun the command of the masses. Oh yo yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh yo yo, Mayegun diary politico. Oh yo yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh yo yo, this man not dey off in mind. Oh yo yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh yo yo. Aha! Now him una don hear all these bad politicians dem wey call themselves politicians wey dey thief our money wey no want make the common man get. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ dódódódó. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Hello there.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ dódódódó. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Mayegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ara.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun Live.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary.
My face is just shining somehow. I'm wondering why.
Àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Mayegun diary politico.
See where I go.
Godfatherism.
Thank you so much for joining me from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun Live. Read the caption of this broadcast. Share the broadcast. Then read the description as well. Like the broadcast. We are starting in a moment.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọba bá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Mayegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Mayegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gómìnà gbówó jẹ.
Thank you so much.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Mayegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Mayegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Òkúra olóṣèlú.
Thank you so much, and I'm so sorry that it's kind of unusual the way I usually start. First, we are starting late, and secondly, I am still kind of doing some connections just before we get started. I got my camera, yes, my 3,200 pounds camera. It is the one on the side. If you are watching on YouTube, don't worry, I'll take it off. I just want you to see it. I haven't done any setting on it. Now, what you need to do for me right now is this. Today, they were doing the inaugural lecture. Inaugural lecture is where the president-elect and the vice president-elect would be lectured on what is expected of them. You get what I mean? What is expected of the incoming government? The outgoing one will talk about what they have done. The incoming will be kind of lectured, sort of like advised. However, today, as part of the, what do they call that thing again? Is this ceremony? Well, inauguration or swearing in, ceremony. Tinubu was missing today. Again, maybe you have to get used to that, especially a lot of you who survived Buhari. So, shitty man was on seat. Uhuru Kenyatta, that is the former president of Kenya, was on hand. And all his message, advice, and all that he wanted to say to Tinubu, he had to say them through shitty man. Also today, shitty man himself came out and he said, because of the fear of Islamization, that a lot of Nigerians are publicly professing their fear for what will become of Nigeria, especially the Muslim ticket, with a drug lord and then a Boko Haram sympathizer in charge. So shitty man came out today and he said, listen, guys, we understand that you are scared of us, you are afraid. But just so you know that we have no plan for any Islamization. If you are kind of worried about me, my chief security officer, that's a shitty man now, just give me 1 second. I'm going to pop you all on hold for a moment, just some quick. Meanwhile, I'll let you go listen to this. I'll be back in a minute or two. Don't go anywhere.
Please sit down. Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, the Presidents of Ghana, Senegal, Togo, Niger, and the representative of the Chadian President, the Senate President, the President-elect represented by his vice, Senators of Lagos, of Governors of Lagos, and other governors here, members of the National Assembly, President and Chief Executive Officer of Dangote Group, traditional rulers here present, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm delighted to be here this morning or this afternoon to commission.
Thank you very much. So he said he has appointed a Catholic Igbo Catholic as his chief security officer. Just maybe that will put your mind at rest. Don't worry, we are going to take them on one by one. And tonight, it's also going to be an open mic. Open mic in the sense that you can call in any moment from now, but I'll tell you when, okay? But it's not going to be like that stretch, presentations. It's going to be like, interactive. So today in Abuja, where they were holding what they call the inaugural lecture for Tinubu, is missing. Now, I want to take it on. Meanwhile, there are already what they call more or less like a declaring a sort of curfew in some part of Abuja, where the Nigeria military, police, and the rest of them, they are currently showing what they call the show of force. That is to show that anybody that tried to come and protest here tomorrow, this is what you are going to meet. This is what you are going to see. I'll show you that video, but let's go to that venue where Uhuru have some words.
And if I may address His Excellency, the President-elect, President Tinubu, through you, Your Excellency, Vice President-elect, I speak to you as a brother, but also as an elder statesman in leadership. The contest is now over, and the hard work of building a prosperous and unified Nigeria now begins. Upon assuming the office of president, you would be wise to transcend from the tactical politics of an election and assume your role as Nigeria's vision bearer. This will demand a complete overhaul of the adversarial mindset that we as politicians are conditioned to embrace during the electoral process. As president, you must learn very quickly to lead those who love you and those who loathe you with equal passion and commitment, because you are now the father of all. As your fellow African, I look forward to a Nigeria that emerges from this transition ready to flex and fight for its rightful place on the global stage with both hands at the ready. Your Excellency, President Buhari, I once again thank you for your leadership. I thank you for your friendship. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all very kindly for your attention. May God bless you all. May God bless the Federal Republic
of Nigeria. You know, the picture of when you have in Africa, right? So they build an image that anybody who is, if you become a governor, for example, they have to build this fatherly figure around you. They make you believe that you are now father to everybody. Do you understand? So therefore, even everybody will have to like address you and treat you like you are their father, something like that, even if you are treating them horrible with your policies and all that. So that's the kind of picture Kenyatta is also painting there. But let's go listen to the shitty man before we get onto that of Buhari. Then I will open the line at some point. Then we'll begin to have our interaction. Are you even ready? The courts have not been able to stop the inauguration of Kolu. So on Monday, by 10 a.m., on Monday, the 29th of May, it will be sworn in as your president. How many of you have actually sat down and just imagined it or something? I'm not talking about those of you who have like over-imagined. I'm just saying that now that it is going to happen, I would love to hear from you. A lot of people are already saying, Baba, I'm already executing my own plan B. What is that? You will likely share that with us if you want. Let's go back to that venue where Shitty Man also spoke.
I begin by thanking President Muhammadu Buhari. Ali bin Abi Talib said, power does not change a man, it reveals a man. In 8 years of stewardship, you were subjected to the most grievous of attacks. You were demonized. You were dehumanized. You were even robbed of your humanity. You are called the brain of Sudan. But never for a single moment did you harass or use any extrajudicial means to extract payments. About a year ago, the nation was at the brink of an implosion. There was acute agitation for a power shift. For the first time in the contemporary history of Nigeria, I dare to be contradicted by anybody. For the first time, a sitting president provided the enabling environment for the conduct of a just and fair primaries in his political party. That was how President-elect Ashwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu emerged as the flag bearer of the APC. And as H.S. Aga said, the truth that sets men free is most often the truth that men prefer not to hear. The digital anarchists can say whatever they want, but the truth is that President Muhammadu Buhari conducted the fairest and just election in the contemporary history of this country. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, Your actions are so loud that I do not hear what you say.
Seriously, how many of you kind of understood what he said? Apart from the time he lied, that Buhari was abused, demonized, and Buhari never used his power to arbitrarily, Sure you get. Apart from that part, how many of you actually understood what he said? He was just pretty much like, I mean, and the guy likes to sound like he's an orator too. He will be quoting, he will be quoting some quotable quotes. I think Alexander the Great, and all that. Whoa. By the time Kolu finally disappear, by the time you no longer see Kolu anywhere, you better also get in, in transit, presidiot, shitty man is going to be in scale like that. You understand? Anyway, Buhari, who decided to continue to live in his own world, in his own bubble, he said Nigerians shouldn't worry about debt. You should worry about investments, what they use the debt for. You may not appreciate them today, but you will tomorrow when he is long gone. Anyway, I will replay that clip again, if you don't mind.
Please sit down. Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, the Presidents of Ghana, Senegal, Togo, Niger, and the representative of the Chadian President, the Senate President, the President-elect represented by his vice, senators of Lagos, of governors of Lagos, and other governors here, members of the National Assembly, President and Chief Executive Officer of Dangote Group, traditional rulers here present, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm delighted to be here this morning or this afternoon to commission this greenfield Dangote oil refinery and petrochemical complex. I recall that just about a year ago, I was here to commission your fertilizer plant and had the opportunity to briefly inspect this refinery complex, then under construction. On that occasion, the group chairman, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, hinted to me that the refinery will also be ready for commissioning before the end of my tenure in office, and will extend the invitation for me.
Let's just take that out, because it's the wrong clip. Anyway, so in his own speech at the venue, that was where he said, although he is leaving Nigeria in serious debt, but he believed that he has invested in the future of Nigeria. And with Kolu coming in, he is very confident that all he couldn't achieve, all the results that should have come out of the indebtedness, whatever it is right now in Nigeria, right? That when Kolu comes in, Kolu will fix that. But Kolu was not on seat. So inside Abuja, for those of you who are in Abuja, inside Abuja, today, it's been like that for a while. But today, I don't know if you have seen this. That is what Abuja looks like. It's like, preparing for, not for inauguration, preparing for war. And it is between the Nigerians that are saying that he is not their president. He is not my president. So this is where the open mic will start. Okay. A lot of you kind of believed, maybe not a lot, but I think a lot of people believe that in that same corrupt Nigeria, compromised institutions, somehow, they will turn around and shoot themselves by themselves, like commit a political suicide by granting your wish. What I mean by that is this. The law shouldn't kind of respect anyone, okay? Everybody should go before it, present your evidence, who is right and who is wrong, you know what I mean? But that's not how it works in Nigeria. I was at a barber shop today, and a kind of a very big brother like that here in Glasgow was in that shop as well. And we kind of, barber shop, we started gisting and talking, and all the gist and all that, things got to that of Nigeria. And he did mention that, man, there's nothing that can stop the swearing in of Tinubu on Monday. I was like, were you expecting the court to stop him before? It was like, no, it wasn't, but it was following. I was like, they won't do that. The reason is because it is about power. Before now, it was, Tinubu. The moment INEC announced him, it is no longer Tinubu. It has become the business of so many seen and unseen hands. Whose interest, if Tinubu gets swept out like that, whose interest will also kind of go down the drain. So the forces that are going to try and hold it together for as long as it takes, they are more than just Tinubu. And that is why they prefer to take the institutions than to look for any smart ass that can beat the system. Nigerian lawyers can manufacture evidence. Do you know that? In Nigeria, they can manufacture evidence that doesn't exist. They will manufacture it. They can manufacture a sort of a segment of the law that doesn't exist. And they can use that to deceive the judges and get judgment in Nigeria. But that's a long thing. Why do you need to get a smart lawyer when you control the justices of the courts? Why do you need lawyers? Why do you need to bribe or get to pay IT experts to rig, to hack into INEC server and rig election for you when you can buy the entire INEC by buying their chairman? So it is bigger than just Tinubu anymore. Every time you wake up and you look at him and you feel so angry and all that, and you wish that something right will be done, just remember, it is not just him anymore. Your pastors, your imams, your babalawos, your your doctor, all those important people that you think are not even politicians. Everybody have a stake now. And having stake means they will sabotage everything and just to keep him there. So the battle is beyond just what is right, what is legal, or what is not right, or what is illegal. It is about the interest of the establishment. So I'm not expecting them to kind of look into any evidence and get Kolu sanctioned. No, they won't do that. In Nigeria, I have told you before, what they care about or what they care for is indeed, they look for technicality, error in any of your cases. And they can say, because of that. So when they threw out all the cases on Friday, yesterday, the Supreme Court also said that opposition in Nigeria, they are using social media to bully them, to oppress them. Shey wahala never comes, so. You will won't go seek justice. His lordships, our lordships, They are now saying that you are using social media to bully them, to threaten them, and you should stop. Now, what does that tell you? They already made up their mind about you. So what they are doing mostly right now is that, they are not going to accept the result. They are not going to accept the court judgment. They will want to foment trouble. Like, you know what I'm trying to say here, right? Okay, let me explain that. When you feel cheated, they will tell you to go to court, Abi. Now, you go to court, you approach that court with confidence that justice, you get it, Abi. But that is not how it works in Nigeria. It doesn't work that way. Okay? So what they are now doing, rather than them to be prepared and be neutral and listen to everyone, they are already taking sides, because the same thing, those who rigged you, those who robbed you, those who attacked you, those who killed you because of election, the same thing they are saying, that you are bullying them on social media. You are using social media to cause problem. You are using social media, you want to use social media to destroy Nigeria. But yet, they are the ones attacking you. They are the ones arresting you. They are the ones even threatening you that they will deal with you if you think you are stubborn. But then they turn around and say, hey, look at them, they are using social media to bully us. So what APC and PDP are saying about you is what the Supreme Court is now saying about everybody, opposition. Supreme Court says opposition is using. How did Supreme Court know opposition? How did they know which one is opposition? It's because they've made up their minds. This whole thing is called judicial. Hey, they have a name for it too. Judicial exercise. No, not exercise. Everything that will happen throughout all of this tribunal charade, is just going to be for those who are going to, in the future, they will want to write their thesis or they want to write their project on presidential election tribunal. Sure, you get? It is just pure, So at the end of the day, they need to place you somewhere, because that's why I said they've made up their mind. They are now saying that they believe that you are not going to accept the court judgment, because they have seen it on social media. Some of you said the court is going to rob you. And if the court rob you, the next thing is that you will reject that judgment. They are reading the same, and they claim that all those posts on social media, they are threats, as if to say they have intention of ruling against you. Do you understand what I'm saying? The case never starts on a pre-hearing then they evidence and everything have not been submitted. But the justices that will listen to everything are kind of worried because of your activities on social media, because they believe that if they rule against Obi, for example, you are not going to accept it. You're not going to accept the court. And if you are not going to accept the judgment of the court, because you didn't accept the result announced by INEC, because you didn't accept the result announced by INEC, now there is no certainty that you're going to accept the announcement of the court, judgment of the court. So they are now worried that what will happen next if you don't accept the judgment of the court? Will Nigeria now go up and become lawless? What's going to, they are worried about that. They are not worried about doing their real job. Seriously. Femi Fani-Kayode said, going to court to challenge Tinubu's election is pretty much like what Nzeribe and co did to MKO Abiola in 1993. That's what Femi Fani-Kayode said, though. Femi Fani-Kayode now like turning this into Igbo versus Yoruba. Okay, you rigged the election, or they did an election, and some said they didn't accept the results. A Fulani man is in court, an Igbo man is in court. But Femi Fani-Kayode decided, in order to gaslight the judiciary, in order to bullied the judiciary. He came out and he said that they are trying to do MKO Abiola for Tinubu by going to court to challenge the election. That if the court in Nigeria should annul the election of Tinubu, that this is not going to be like MKO Abiola time. The Yorubas will fight. Nigeria will burn. Do you get that? Do you get that language? It is no longer challenging election results in court. It is like they are trying to annul the results. Therefore, putting the judiciary themselves on the pole, saying if you rule against us, that means you are trying to do what Nzeribe did and Babangida did to MKO Abiola, a Yoruba man. Yes, it is called dog whistle. When you say things like that, you are trying to let people be on alert that this is no longer election dispute. It is now ethnic battle or ethnic war. If it goes this way, now war. So if the obedience says, if the court says, no, if the court legitimize this thing, Nigeria is finished. Democracy is dead. So the judiciary left the likes of Femi Fani-Kayode and they picked on you. It is deliberate. It is to put you in that box, that position they want you to be, so that, like they say, give a dog a bad name and then hang it. I don't know if that even makes any sense to you because it hasn't happened yet. And this is also like teleprompting. No, not teleprompting. Teleporting, rather. It's like seeing the future that is so close, and part of what the soothsayers are unable to really define, even for the power mongers, the establishment themselves. Yeah? So, on Monday, to those of you who are going to be out there, I would like to take your calls. I would like to know what is going on right there in your mind. I don't believe in their judiciary. The entire system is compromised. Even though they told you to go there, even though you are there, I can sit down here and tell you one by one how the entire case is already sabotaged before they even call it up on the 30th of May. But like I've promised, I am not going to be the one that will be like the killjoy, the one that will kind of make it so obvious. Yeah? To the point that I will be like, I'm discouraging you from having a little or what have you hope. I love it when people say they have hope, and then they kind of believe that something is going to shift, not through the system that actually mess the thing up. So if you think Monday is still not here, and indeed you have a different view of what Monday will be like, of course, be my guest. Now, I'm going to take a short break. I'm still going to continue talking, though. So when I see call, I'll take it. And then when that drops, I'll continue talking. That's what our night is going to be like tonight. And the reason why I'm doing this so early is because we are going to finish early again. Okay? Yes. So I am going to pop everybody on a short break. Okay? And that short break is just briefly. Okay? Then when I get back, I'll continue my presentation and I'll take us in between. It's an open mic. Are you ready? For President Kolu from Monday? Or let this just be a bad dream, so that by Monday when you wake up, it will be a bad dream and it won't be a real one. Abi? My brother is real. My sister is actually real. And I would like to see what some of you actually feel about it. You know something, right? Before I go. The Presidential Transition Committee of Tinubu, for the past 1 week, they have been sending messages to your mobile phones. If you are in Nigeria, you probably have received them a few times. Pretty much like begging Nigerians that give him a chance. We need unity. We need to come together. let's come together for the sake of Nigeria. Let us forget everything that is dividing us. Let us, all kind of those kind of messages. I don't know if you have received them or if you have been receiving them as well. Yes, they know that Nigeria is divided. Sure, you get. And what divided Nigeria so badly this much starts with injustice. It's just about 48 hours, less than 48 hours now. Buhari will become the former president of Nigeria. And for his entire 8 years, he was so bloodthirsty that his own personal hatred for the Igbos manifested in his 8 years government, that if the Igbos are beginning to list out those that are judicially killed by Buhari's government in the last 8 years. Even when their court said the man he kidnapped from Kenya, when they kidnapped them, Nnamdi Kanu in Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta was their president, is the former now. Their court said Nnamdi Kanu should be released and returned back to Kenya. The injustice in Nigeria that is so permanent, so normal to a lot of you in that contraption reared its head, and to this day, it has breeded even more hatred for that Nigeria, especially from those who have suffered untoward, unnecessary injustice in Nigeria. Denied injustice completely, denied their humanity, humiliated in their own country, supposed country, to the point that people have kind of departed. A man that rose and stood for those that have become the victims of terrorism in Yoruba land, Sunday Adeyemo, Oloye Sunday Igboho. The Nigeria system under this criminal who actually spared criminals and then chased the citizens of the country. He went after Sunday Igboho, and to this day, that injustice meted at that, that man under this Buhari has breeded even more hatred towards Nigeria from the Yoruba folks. Seriously. So Buhari divided Nigeria, then coupled it with corruption that has now grounded the country to a halt, whereby poverty is now the order of the day. People have become more poorer. Crime has increased in the country under these criminals. So a divided country is what Buhari is living. However, you have your own say. 48 hours. 48 hours won't be enough to correct all the wrongs. Not even enough to start, but at least it can start by releasing Nnamdi Kanu tomorrow. Because currently Nnamdi Kanu is actually, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is currently in detention, illegally. The court released him twice. And Buhari's Malamu decided to keep him illegally. And there are thousands of Nigerians like that have been locked up illegally. Injustice is the bane of development of Nigeria. And a lot of people are now asking, they want to opt out. We want to opt out. Let's leave and all that. Don't worry. I'll come back and take us now, okay? I'll go mix my tea. That's why I'm taking a break, okay? And also, just before I go, again, I want to keep saying, I want to say thank you to every one of us. I got the camera. It came in this evening. I haven't done all the settings, okay? But, Baba, it came with the lens as well. Here you get, and it is brand new. I love it. And I want to say thank you to every one of you that chip in support of this. You know what you did is that I had a plan of getting a new camera, a camera that won't kind of be going off. Here you get, when I'm live. And my intention then was that having to spend over 3 million naira your money in getting a camera, I mean, I've got other expenses as well. So I decided to start putting money away for it. My equipments here are very, very expensive, very, very expensive stuffs here, right? So they are not stuffs I can easily just go on and just go get and say, oh, I don't like, oh, my camera is blinking, I'm going to go get another one. It's not easy. So within a space of 2 days, you have been able to help. In fact, you motivated me into doing it now, okay? So I got a donation of 1,480 pounds. Thank you so much, oh. That's nearly 1,500 pounds. And you see this camera and everything that comes with it, the accessory, the lens and all that. Modern, oh, very lovely. Cost me 3,314 pounds. And I've got warranty on it, so I can have it for another 3 years. If everything goes on well, no error, no nothing, this is going to be the camera I'm going to be shooting with tomorrow when I go live. So you can tell the difference when you see the picture and all that. It's quite classic. So thank you very much. So what happened is that instead of me coughing out nearly 3,400 pounds, you saved me 1,500. So I only ended up spending 1,900 pounds. That's nearly 2 million as well. So thank you to every one of you. I wish I could start mentioning your names, or at least when you see this, that is to tell you that it is done. And I'm so grateful to all of you. Don't go anywhere. The line will be opened now. Tell me, are you ready for President Kalu? We'll start soon. Don't go anywhere.
Some people think say you dey do juju.
Is this a joke? They will never go free.
Them dey bone face oh yeah, Dawu them dey bone face for. Busy body yeah, so wicked they walk oh.
You know, as I'm watching on television now, they pain them. That is all. And they sweet them. When they see me appear like this, they pain them. And I promise them, I'm here to bury them.